is concerned?
Hi, good evening. First of all, I must, say this was a very tragic accident which has happened in the history of, 787 Dreamliner, one of the very best and one of the very excellent aircraft to fly by. Though I'm an Airbus 320 with Indigo and Air India Express, and a lot of theories. The moment these kinds of accidents happen, so there's a lot of theories starts, floating in the air in the WhatsApp group, in the pilot group, and everything. And naturally, the footage also I have seen, and prima facie, it appears to me that yes, what sir is saying is loss of power, because if you see the attitude of the aeroplane, it is going down immediately after takeoff within 1.6 to 1.7 nautical miles in the takeoff direction. The aircraft has gone down. Okay, the moment you see the footage, it looks like a very controlled descent, and there's no flip, there's no change in the attitude of the aeroplane or something. So it looks like a loss of power. Now, how the loss of power can take place, whether it is one engine or whether it is two engine. So we are trained. In fact, all the aircraft are designed, proven, and tested to fly out of the ground even with one engine fail at the time of the takeoff. So we are trained in the simulator. We do exercises regularly. So the engine, even single engine with full takeoff weight, certified takeoff weight, is designed to climb out of the runway on a single engine, clearing all the obstacles in the runway path and achieving the climb gradient for that airport which is designed. Having said that, so looks like to me that if there was a some engine failure or one engine failure, the aircraft still is very flyworthy and could have gotten airborne. But the very fact that it came down like under the full force of gravity looks like loss of power on both engines, which could happen because of multiple bird strike. If you have a multiple bird strike or on both the engines, and even though the engines are in the process of winding down and not even the loss or thrust is reduced, or there's some pipeline break on whatever can happen, right? But the engines are not producing that much thrust, and believe, and the aircraft had just taken off with full weight, all of it going to London with so much of weight on board, full fuel, everything. What you see immediately on the fire, the ball of fire, the black smoke is of fuel. Anything other than that, when you have an electrical circuit on fire, that is a white fumes are there, but the black one is always the fuel. It was a full fuel. So it's so prima facie, it appears to be a loss of engine or power on both the engines, but it's premature to say anything as of now. We all are speculating, and we all are giving our own theories. The flaps, which is a lift augmenting device, it's seen that the flaps are up, it's not down. The landing gear is down, which is again, it's quite surprising, because first the landing gear goes up and then the flap goes up. So the flaps is up in this way. So we are just speculating, and with my experience, what I can tell you is that this is what we cannot confirm. It's all unconfirmed. The inquiry official will tell what exactly, but it's quite tragic that has happened today.
Sir, can I ask you, in your experience, this happened very soon after takeoff, within a minute or so. The crew, the captain gave a Mayday call. There was an SOS call. Could you, in your experience, just share with us what those moments could have been like inside the cockpit, given
Yeah.
that something has gone wrong so terribly that the plane is
First,
unable to lift?
yeah, you see, the first thing is the Mayday call is given. It's a distress call. So there are two calls in international aviation fraternity. In basically, it's distress and urgency. So distress is Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Urgency is pan, 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 pan. So this is depend. It is to identify what kind of the emergency the aircraft or the aircraft is experiencing. Mayday means that it's in a distress. It means that the aircraft is under imminent danger, or the occupants of the aircraft are under imminent danger, and it could, in the civil parlance, you can say that yes, the aircraft is about to crash or something, or out of control, right? When the aircraft goes out of fuel and says Mayday, Mayday, that means the aircraft is not able. It's not a flyworthy, not able to sustain in the air. Okay, that is what it's that there's the imminent danger to the lives or to the aircraft and everything. That is why it's a distress call given. The very fact that the pilot gave the distress call of Mayday, 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 it means that he did not have the whatever could have been done, what already been done. At the end of it, once you are know that they're not, it's whatever a pilot was supposed to be doing, he has done in that short span of time, 1.6 nautical miles, when the aircraft has come down after takeoff. He has already done everything, and thereafter, at the end of it, it says just informing that it's a distress situation now, and then he gives the Mayday call.
Absolutely. Can I go back across to Captain C.S. Randhawa as well, because he's also been former Deputy Chief Flight Operations Inspector at the DGCA. So do you sense that there could have been any maintenance issue, as one of our guests is pointing out, that it could well plain be negligence of maintenance in this case?
I have my doubts on that because the aircraft has flown from Delhi, and Air India maintenance is good, and I do not foresee that happening. I told you there could have been a chance of fuel contamination with because of cold soak. The water has gone because now the cold soak also, if it is taking place and if the water has gone through the fuel pipelines along with the fuel, going into both the engines, and then both engines having turned down because of contamination is a very rare possibility. So I think there could be a bird head, there could be a control jam, as I still mentioned, or there could be some contamination in the fuel and because of the cold soak, but unlikely of any issues regarding maintenance. One point which one of the people in the panel this he spoke that the flaps seem to be up. Now in the video it is not clear that the flaps have gone up or flaps are down. In case the flaps have gone up, then I do not think that could be a technical issue that the flaps will go up automatically. Now, in case that happens at a low altitude, there can be a loss of lift. Okay, if the engine sounds are being heard, and if the engines were revving and they were running, then this could be a possibility, a loss of lift in case the flaps have gone up. So these are all we are trying to speculate things, but actually everything will come clear when the DFDR and the CVR are taken out and they are analyzed. And of course, Boeing is going to be part of the investigations because there is a lot at stake for the manufacturer.
Absolutely.
Because a fear of flying will settle in the minds of passengers who are flying 787. So it will be in the interest and of the the AIB and the Boeing company to come out with they will come out after they have analyzed the
Yeah.
DFDR and the CVR.
Well, Boeing has indicated already in its statement that they are, of course, going to participate in whatever processes are involved and investigations. These are also visuals on the right of your screen of the Aviation Minister, Mr. Naidu, who has landed in Gujarat now, and he's at the crash site. These are live visuals that we're getting. We're also, of course, expecting Home Minister Amit Shah, along with officials of the Civil Aviation Ministry, the DGCA, and others who've been asked to be on ground, because it is really in Ahmedabad where most of the efforts are required. There are additional trains that have now been announced for to and fro Ahmedabad, especially from Delhi and Mumbai, because flight operations were disrupted and possibly people might want to take a train out, in or out of the city right now. I want to go back across to Captain Saurabh Bhatnagar one more time. Sir, this jamming that has been talked about, some other experts had also mentioned this during the day, this control jam. What causes this, and what can a pilot do in a situation like that?
What Captain Randhawa has said, yes, control jam can happen at any time, control surface jamming, anything which is motor failure, or because it's a fly-by-wire aircraft, electric signal goes and then the hydraulics operate the system. So if there is a control jam or a control failure, definitely the aircraft will not be able, the pilot will not be able to control the aircraft. But what I try to, what my thing is that even if there is I would say a control failure or control jam, if the